Hi guys and girls, I'm Obsidian Ant and welcome to 3302. This is where I take a look at the news and happenings in and around Elite Dangerous. Today I'm going to be asking the question, what is going on with the asteroids and the ring systems? I'm also going to be taking a look at the player run event, the Bucky Ball Run, as well as another event, the Distant Worlds Expedition. First up then, Happy New Year to everyone and welcome to 3302. This is the new series continuing on from where 3301 finished off last year. I hope everyone had a great new year and now we're back into the swing of things. Let's get to it. From my first day in Elite Dangerous, one of the things that impressed me the most has always been the asteroid ring systems around gas giants and other such planets. Introduced into Alpha 4, they were the first true environment that wasn't a station or just pure empty space. Not only that, these ring systems looked absolutely stunning, to the point that in gaming I hadn't really seen anything quite like them before, and whilst I'm sure similar environments existed elsewhere, they almost certainly didn't allow you to free fly ships through them to any distance you wanted, as well as offer some amazing combat opportunities. And to think all of this with the option of doing in VR as well. From their inception, asteroid belts were to be important locations, both in terms of their visuals as well as the gameplay they offered. Although not the focus of what I'm actually talking about here are some asteroid-based outposts and stations. Now, David Braben has said that he would still like to see these appear at some point, but we don't actually have anything concrete on this. Although they do seem to offer up some amazing environments and potentially that would give us some great gameplay. Focusing on the asteroid systems themselves though, here are some of the early concepts of various types of asteroids Frontier wanted to include in the game. Although these images are not very highly detailed, nonetheless you should be able to see the distinct differences in the makeup of each asteroid type. Again, such variation would offer fantastic environments as well as some good gameplay opportunities. The early in-game implementations of ring systems that we saw in Alpha appeared to be carrying the game in the direction of the concept art, and we did indeed see quite a few improvements over the following months after Alpha, including the introduction of ice asteroids along with some fantastic fog effects. But since then, the ring systems have continued to decline in terms of visual variation and quality. I raised a question about this on the forums last year and did receive a few replies from Frontier. For the most part, Frontier appeared to be saying that yes, the visuals have changed and this has occurred due to optimization. However, not all of the quality reductions are intended and may be a result of a bug, but they didn't commit to ever fixing these bugs. As of now, many of the ring systems are in a sorry state indeed. There are of course some spectacular exceptions, some of which you can see here in the video. These areas managed to look great despite the fact that there are obviously issues here, such as the reduced fog quality as well as a few other things. But the real kicker of what, in my experience at least, seemed to be massive and indeed terrible drops in quality. Just look at this footage. Not only are the asteroids themselves bad, but there is some tremendous amount of pop in here and exceptionally low draw distance. Now, again, I want to be clear that I understand the need for optimization and also understand that some of the issues here can be the result of bugs or perhaps driver issues. But also, it's got to be admitted that whilst that may be the case, it also appears to be a distinct linear path of declination here, a slow reduction of quality in both assets as well as the environments. And to me at least that would suggest that these are all deliberate changes to the ring systems, along perhaps with or without a few unintended consequences such as this pop-in. We don't know yet if that was deliberate, it wouldn't seem so, but then again, who knows. Now, aside from the fact that these asteroids and ring systems clearly don't look as good as they once did, the bottom line is, how does it actually affect gameplay? Well, for those of us that like to explore and slowly travel the galaxy in search for amazing environments and spectacular sights, these changes really are a complete killer. They not only cut the bottom out of the wonder and awe of the ring systems, but they effectively render them pointless to even visit. In terms of gameplay such as resource extraction sites and mining, well, if these changes do indeed increase performance, And to be honest, I've never ever experienced performance issues in ring systems, even in VR, but I do appreciate that many people have experienced and continue to experience performance issues there. Well, if it does actually increase performance, then that will be of huge benefit to the people experiencing such problems. But the cost of that is that such gameplay is now occurring in dramatically lower quality environments, and even with that in mind, people continue to report having low frame rates and low performance issues in the ring systems, which seems to suggest that all these optimizations haven't 100% fixed the problem for everyone just yet. And I really hope that that doesn't indicate that there will be further reductions in quality. Now, don't get me wrong, I realise Frontier worked very hard on this game and that they are constantly improving it, and history has shown many times that Frontier sometimes reduced the quality of an asset before actually updating it to much higher standards. This has happened a number of times before. However, these issues with the asteroids and the ring systems have a long history now, and have been going on for perhaps over a year. At this point, I really have to question whether the ring systems will ever actually improve or return to their former glory in any reasonable time frame. I'd love to actually hear from Frontier on this issue. I'd like to see a very clear statement that either shows that they are committed to improving the asteroids and that such changes will come, or else to let us know the nature of the situation, even if it is just to let us know that there are problems with the ring systems and that they may never actually achieve their former quality. Now, I do realise that Frontier don't owe us an explanation, and they certainly don't owe me an explanation of all people. I'm just really keen to know what is going on with them. And judging by the variety of forum posts, I don't think I'm alone in that. I'll link to a couple of forum threads on the subject in the video description so you can actually go there and check that out for yourselves. And if you're at all interested, do feel free to join in the conversations. It'd be great to have a few more people involved in that. Please understand that this is not a rant or a complaint, it's just merely my opinion based on the state of the game as I see it, along with the expression of my desire to be able to once again fully experience the environments in the game that I most enjoyed. On Saturday, the 2nd of January at 9 PM GMT, the 9th Bucky Ball Run got underway. This race went from Garden Enterprise in HIP 78136 to Obsidian Orbital in the Pleiades Nebula, a distance of 594 light years. The aim of the race, of course, was to achieve the fastest travel time. Many commanders showed up for the live race, and it was indeed a fun event. However, the race is not over, and entries will be accepted until 11:59 GMT on Saturday the 9th of January. For more information on this Bucky Ball Run, do check out the forums. You can find a thread and a link to that thread in the video description. The Bucky Ball Runs are organised by Commander Electrics and have been an ongoing community feature of Elite since August 2014. These races have gone all over the galaxy. Now, usually they're focused on running around inhabited space, but some of the events can have some very interesting routes, including one of the races which went to Sagittarius A, right at the very centre of the galaxy. If you're interested in joining the race, do check out the forum thread. Still on the topic of community organised events then, the Distant Worlds expedition is to get underway on the 14th of January, organised by Aramis 1 and Dr. Kai, and yes, I hope I've pronounced your name correctly this time, Dr. Kai. Sorry I got it wrong in the previous video. I also apologise if I haven't mentioned any other organisers of this event. The event itself is a long-distance exploration expedition. So far, over 400 pilots have actually signed up, and the organisation of this is hoped to create the largest fleet ever assembled in Elite Dangerous. The aim is to travel from the star system Polini to Beagle Point. Beagle Point is the furthest system travelled to by Commander Aramis, the first player to chart a course to the opposite side of the galaxy. The expedition will roughly follow his original course. The difference this time is that planetary landing is now here, so along the way players will be charting planets and moons, looking for interesting features and perhaps very rare locations. These will be documented, allowing for future travellers to visit these locations. Now, the total distance of this expedition is over 65,000 light years, and along the way there will be a number of waypoints where players will be able to meet up at scheduled times. I'll be going along on the expedition myself, and as yet I have no idea how far along I will be able to make it. Chances are I'll actually fall behind the main expedition, but at the very least I'll be there at the start. So if you're interested in joining the expedition, do check out Aramis's forum thread on the main forums. Again, I've added a link to the video description below, so you can go and check that out. At the end of these episodes, I quite often do a video recommendation, either recommending a YouTube channel or a Twitch channel. Now this time I want to do something a little bit different. I want to recommend a webcomic. Now this is a fan-made webcomic for Elite Dangerous, and it's absolutely exceptional, really good stuff. It's called Fangs, and it's by Lee Hutchinson. You can see a few examples of his work in the video there, so if that at all sounds like your thing, have a look at it. I don't think you'll be disappointed at all. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys and girls next time. Hi guys and girls, I'm Obsidian Ant, and welcome to Exploring Elite Dangerous episode 39. I'm right out here, as you know, on the opposite side of the galactic core, and I'm trying out a few planetary landings here. This is a high metal content world, a very good place for picking up resources for synthesis in order to power both your ship and your SRV. Now I'm not doing it just yet, but in short order I will be wanting to pick up some synthesis items so I can boost my FSD jump drive and hopefully get back home to Earth that much faster.